I only have 4 days to make the world's greatest action movie. A hurricane's on its way, I only have $5,000, and oh yeah, the entire crew is made up of my buddies from college. This isn't just another action movie though. This is a culmination of 4 years of hard work. The final entry into a trilogy I've been working on my entire college career. Tropical storms, scorching heat, and close calls of the Miami PD tried to stop us from making the movie that we wanted to make. This is the story of how we made Kung Fu Konundrum. One of the parts about making a movie is assembling the crew, assembling a team. And thankfully we had such an amazing set of collaborators and friends, frankly, that helped us out on this movie. We were basically reaching out to people and saying, hey, here's our project. How do you want to be involved?
I'm Christian Burnett, and I was the producer of Kung Fu Konundrum.
My name's Liam Kirkpatrick. I was the assistant director on Kung Fu Konundrum.
We had been preparing for months. We've been getting everything in order, the props, the actors, the locations. The more we can plan, the better. We're trying to get all the pieces in place so that 11 a.m. the next morning, I think this was Saturday, we're ready to hit the ground running.
This is the day before we start shooting. This is crunch time. It's about to be time for war. And we get a call late afternoon from one of the main actors for the next day. And he basically hit us up like, hey guys, I'm so sorry for this late notice. I can't make it to Miami.
Hi everybody, good morning. Coming on the air early this morning to bring you the very latest on Hurricane Milton.
It tore into Florida as a powerful Category 3.
Hurricane Milton hits 1 day before we're scheduled to shoot. We're getting a little freaked out. So we got our main villain, Joe Damien, who lives in Tampa. He is a major part of our film. Hurricane Milton was so devastating because just 2 weeks before, Hurricane Helene had devastated the west coast of Florida. Joe actually lived in Tampa and had lost his permanent ID in Helene. So when Milton hit, he was stranded with no way to get to Miami.
So we can't do bus ride, and we also can't do a flight because you can't get through TSA without a permanent ID.
It's thrown us a real curveball.
The next option, we have to scram. We end up calling him an Uber to go to Orlando. Once he gets to Orlando, we have a Brightline ticket already reserved to get him from Orlando to Miami. He'll arrive about 8 a.m. Shoot starts at 12 p.m. That is when I go pick him up from the Brightline station in Miami. Hopefully he gets enough rest, and then we get him to the shoot by 12 p.m.
I think it's important to keep in mind, tomorrow's shoot day is 12 hours. This man, knock on wood, has literally saved this entire production. Christian picked up Joe at 6 a.m., meaning it was finally time, after months and months of planning, to shoot the movie. At Classic here. Today we're actually still we're still on our first shot. We are on schedule, knock on wood. Yeah, that didn't last long. So that first shot that we did for the whole movie was essentially that wide dolly shot of Vandal. We had gone to each of the locations beforehand and we had kind of shot the entire movie in pre-production. What we very quickly realized is that some of that didn't translate. You know, this really nice equipment kind of led to some time delays.
I was trying to be patient because I trusted Matt fully, but I was on his ass a little bit because I was like, TikTok, nigga, like, come on.
Ken, what the hell? Go do something. Don't just stand there. He's polishing his sword like an idiot.
So this camera is like 70,000 bucks. Each lens, 10K a pop.
You're looking probably at $100,000 right there, if not more.
Strapped up to this janky ass dolly that we're rolling across this unfinished construction site. And we're all liable for it as broke college students.
Yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking.
It was our little baby, and we thankfully didn't break it.
Because we were being careful with the equipment, that first shot, which is one of my favorite shots in the movie, took us nearly an hour to get off.
Kind of on film sets, some things take a lot quicker than you think, and some things take a lot longer.
Credit to the team, did not let us get knocked off our horse at all. We just said, hey, listen, took a little bit too long for that last one. Let's pick it up a little bit.
Scene 6F, shot A1, take 4. Action.
Despite being stranded across the state only 12 hours earlier, this is where the Joe Damien experience really started to shine through.
I'm gonna nuke the bay.
Wait, what? I don't know if it was the lack of sleep, massive amounts of Celsius, or what, but he was able to channel that energy that we needed for our billionaire arms dealer villain.
Vibes day one were great. For the most, we felt like we had gotten past the worst of the worst. We were behind schedule. We had an actor that barely made it there on time. We were like, there's no way it can get worse than this. Little did we know.
So day 2, we're up in the ante. We're still in the same location, but this time we're in the cocaine warehouse.
Like all those like kind of bricks of cocaine you see, I made on day of.
Liam was thinking about the actually important stuff, saying like, yo, we have a cocaine warehouse. Where the fuck is the cocaine?
And I got like corn flour or something for $2 and saran wrap and duct tape.
And we had a wonderful security guard that was there to help us get situated. I had shouted out, how's the cocaine looking? And he did like a full 180, he turned at me. It was so funny. I was like, prop cocaine, it's okay.
And action. I don't think Darren's face covered that much in the corn flour was meant to happen.
My direction to Darren was, listen, you're going to do a big line, you're going to come up and you're going to fire your machine guns into the air. And I really want you to channel that kind of like raw, out of control cokehead energy. And he just goes like, all right, perfect, man, I got it.
I think he just kind of was like, fuck it. I know what you're trying to do. Let me do it.
And just slams his face into this pile of powder. Like chicken winging the guns to the side, and we are all just completely cracking up. Darren totally took this scene to the next level.
You guys know how to party in that Miami.
So that elevator shot, which I think is like one of the coolest shots of the whole movie, wasn't originally in the storyboard. It wasn't in the plan. We were transporting the equipment to the location the night before we were scheduled to shoot. Jesse, who plays Phoenix, was really like advocating for, dude, we have to do the elevator shot. And we're like, thinking about it, like, that's a fantastic idea. Jesse was really like that the whole time. We saw his audition for Phoenix and immediately we were like, oh, this is our guy. He kind of really took command of what's a really goofy character essentially and played it with a lot of heart that not only helps lend it some, I think, a lot more comedic value because it's just so ridiculous. It's the president's missing?
The president? Oh, damn.
Jesse's so serious throughout this whole movie. The levity that he gave Phoenix as a character was so funny. The movie wouldn't have been the same without him.
And all that weed may have you feeling a bit anxious, but it's time to be a hero. It's time to save the world.
So everything on day 2 was going according to plan until the roof. The roof is arguably the most important location of the entire movie. Simply for the reason that that's our finale. This is the moment where we need all hands on deck. We were actually lucky enough to go up onto the roof beforehand and walk through the entire scene with our actors. But that's where the troubles really started.
In the background, there's those apartment buildings.
I have no idea, absolutely no idea why they assumed this. But when they saw us out there, they had called the security and told them that there were people stripping on the roof.
Security is like, y'all aren't getting naked up here, right? And we're like, what the fuck? Like, no.
Little did we know, that was not the worst possible outcome. Shooting up on a rooftop in South Florida, where you never know what the weather's gonna be moment to moment, can be dangerous when it comes to a lot of very expensive electrically powered equipment.
So we knew that the rain was going a little longer than we anticipated, and the weather app was saying it would clear up.
As we looked more north, we could see the rain clouds and the rain's coming down, and we were just kind of like, ooh, shit.
Mind you, this was not on the weather app, so Mr. Weatherman and I got some beef.
As we're just about to bring out the $100,000 camera, it just starts downpouring.
And the wind was crazy, and we're like, dude, this is a nightmare scenario.
I'm freaking out because I'm like, how are we gonna get this done?
As we're kind of looking at this scenario, Alex Amaguer, our director of photography, very good friend of mine throughout the whole film, but specifically here, was an absolutely fantastic collaborator. We had a hard out from the location at 11. We don't know how long this rain is gonna last. How many shots can we get? Like, realistically. So we sat down and we basically completely scrapped our entire plan for that scene and we built it out on the fly, thinking about, okay, what are the essential moments of this scene? What are the cool things that we don't want to sacrifice? And then how do we get that done in like an hour and a half, 2 hours?
Wait, are we cutting the cod shot?
I know it's really cool. I'm thinking. No, I think we need that.
We need that. We need that. We need that. We need that.
So we have hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment all together on this roof.
I had bought in a full tent. We opened the tent. Tent is broken, like fully broke, like out of the bag, broken. It's ripped. The metal pieces are like broken off. I was fucking livid, bro. I was livid.
So when this storm comes in, we're kind of in full panic mode, and that's where I really credit our camera and grip team. They had a shell of 3 umbrellas, like they were Blastoids or some shit, like protecting this rig. And I'm sitting there as the director, like watching them work, and that wasn't even something that like I prompted. Seeing them take the initiative and saying, hey, listen, we got to protect this camera because everyone else is protecting their shit. It was just really awesome to see like everyone fire on all cylinders. This is the culmination of everything that I've worked on. I was like, low-key getting a little choked up. Like, I don't, you know me, I don't get like choked up.
No.
But I was talking, I was
super nonchalant.
People putting their faith in me to make a funny, entertaining movie. Oh, yo, Rain. That looks like a fucking torrential downpour.
Where? Oh shit.
So there came a moment in that stairwell where I think I kind of like looked around at everybody packed in this tight space. Or they're hot, they're sweaty, and I kind of had like a little moment of like self-doubt where it was like, are we actually going to be able to make this happen? Just having that thought in my mind was like unacceptable. They're looking to me as the director for direction, and that sounds stupid, but when your plan goes to shit, as a leader, you need to step up. Making movies is all about doing the best under the circumstances available. We can't control the weather. That's God. When we are shooting, we need to be on point. We're doing maximum 1 or 2 takes.
Long story short, he was telling everybody, lock in. This is not ideal, but we can do it. I was very proud of Matt for that speech.
I have faith in everyone here that we can get this done. I know we're all really talented. Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it fucking happen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. At the end of it all, after all of the curveballs that we were throwing with the weather and the equipment and all of this stuff, the team hunkered down, they did the work, and we fucking executed, bro. Only being halfway through production, kind of being faced with our biggest hurdle, it was really awesome to see the team unite under that vision, say, okay, yeah, we're under a crunch, but we're all in this together. And it came together super, super well.
Just next time, save me before the bad guy shoots me, huh?
Deal.
So day 3, we're shooting at Matheson Hammock Park, an absolutely beautiful location. Christian was fantastic in getting all the permits set up.
This location, we had a set time frame and we had to respect it. And the sun was sunning that day, bro.
Being on set today is the equivalent of sitting in a CAT scan machine for 14 hours straight.
Obviously, Matt warned us we're gonna be outside, but as a pasty white boy from the Northeast, you don't really realize how much sun you're gonna get.
That sun? See that sun? That shit killing us. But you know what it also does? It lights our movie. I like to look sick.
It was definitely a lot, but it was absolutely gorgeous, and the Miami skyline in the background was like 100% worth it. Day 3 is when the fatigue starts to set in for the lack of just energy and like you're not getting enough sleep.
Hey guys, we're pivoting our movie. We actually cast a raccoon in every single role. Not only was it super sunny, but being right on the water meant that it was extremely windy the entire time. What that meant is for audio, Anna, who was doing both on-location audio and post-audio, really had to take the day by the reins. She's miking up like the interiors of the cars. We have like mics hidden behind bushes.
We got kind of creative. We actually used one of our silk sheets and one of our black flags to try and block out some of the wind that was coming that way.
Day 3, the sun was killing us. I'm pale, so I got burnt to a crisp, but the entire team held down the fort, no major hiccups, and we all executed and made it happen. Partners? Let's go!
I get a call. Matt is freaking out. And that was really weird because through all the adversity we had faced, he took his job serious, so he'd still get nervous, but he never freaked out. But I was getting a real sense of like subtle panic from Matt.
Good morning, y'all. I'm on my way to Matt's apartment. I stopped to get the breakfast sandwiches, and on the 2-minute drive to Matt's place, he calls me and he's like, yo, I can't find the U-Haul keys.
I couldn't find the U-Haul keys. So I woke up extra early. I gave myself an extra hour of time to go over to my grandma's where we were keeping the U-Haul for a little bit safer keeping than my apartment. And I'm kind of stuck in a little bit of this dead stop Miami traffic. And I'm looking around for the U-Haul keys just to kind of put my hands on them. And it's kind of like, oh shit, I don't have the U-Haul keys. Where the fuck are the U-Haul keys? I went back to my apartment and I was kind of looking around, kind of all the usual nooks and crannies, thinking about where could my dumbass have left this. After about 30-45 minutes of that, the panic meter is starting to go up a little bit more. Liam comes over, we're looking, I call Christian, I call the entire team, still can't find it. More time goes by. I'm starting to fucking freak out a little bit, right?
We're all kind of panicking because it's time is running out again. We need to find the equipment to shoot today, and it's almost time to shoot. We actually had to delay shooting an hour.
It was one of those situations where an hour felt like 20 hours.
If I am the one that lost the U-Haul keys on the last day, holy shit, what a fuck up.
You can't think of the possibilities of if you're not going to find it.
I'm stuck in US 1. I'm going to my grandma's house after 2 hours of looking at my apartment.
Through the grace of God, Alex looks through the trash can, and he finds the keys. They were stuck to some piece of tape, and I just remember him screaming out to the apartment, I found the keys!
Oh my God, the relief.
Holy shit, I'm just relieved at the fact that we found it so quickly.
So then I call Matt up. I was like, we got it. It was in the trash can, you dumbass. I hear this relief, but I also just hear this this, it's this release from Matt.
I went from 110% stress down to laughing, crying. My teary eyes, bro. These are not fake tears. These are real tears. These are grown man tears.
So what happened, Matt? What happened?
So I was a dumbass. What we had been doing the night before is we've been putting up black wallpaper on my apartment wall to kind of give the frame a little bit more depth to the apartment scene. And we had all this kind of adhesive backing all over the floor. We had 3 trash bags going. I threw out 2 of the trash bags, but I kept one of them in the apartment saying, hey, listen, reduce, reuse, recycle. We'll keep that there for the next morning. People can throw their shit in it, and we'll get rid of it later. That was the bag that it was found in. It was the one bag that wasn't taken to the dumpster. Grammy, Liam, Alex, Christian, and Anna. I really appreciate all you guys coming through and helping out. Now, we push it back. We have an hour to get the U-Haul there. Thank you, Grammy.
Matt didn't want to lose the key at the end of the day. He wants us to work more than anybody else.
We back.
Where we at? We back?
We're back.
All that adversity from earlier in the week. This is the final day. It can't get worse than this. We lost the keys, but we got the keys. And we're like, all right, lock in. It's crunch time. We drive to the location and we're ready to get it going.
So after the U-Haul Konundrum in the morning, we essentially wrapped that Max Blaze scene, which we shot in my apartment, early. So I'm with Tony in the U-Haul driving to the next location. And we were kind of noticing, oh, dude, the traffic's kind of backed up. The light's green. What's going on? Is that an accident? What happened? And as we kind of slowly pull by, it's our entire lighting department in the car accident. Right before the last scene of the whole movie. Literally the most minor fender bender you could ever imagine happens to them. But then the lady who hit them hops out of the car and is immediately on the phone with the police. So there's no quick settlement to the situation. Being an hour and a half ahead, that looked really good. Now it's oh crap, are we even going to be able to make it in time? This is where Christian really stepped up. He said, listen, I'm going to get these guys, get as much ready as we can here so that if and when they show up, we're ready to go. And if not, we go regardless. Thank goodness Christian went. He worked his producer magic. Larry and Steven, they were able to show up. They lit the scene amazingly. And then the entire rest of that day went literally without hiccup. Milton Lyles, who plays Rhymes, his entire acting performance was condensed into that last afternoon of filming, but he showed up and he gave it 120% into every line reading. He was making the entire crew crack up.
Can you tell when I'm laughing or no?
It makes it better if you guys cry. It's like
I'm so sorry. Bro, I don't know. He has me crying.
There were a couple of shots. His performance is so funny that Jesse and Maurice are dying laughing in the foreground.
Find that nuke. Now!
Cut. That's good. You like that?
That's all right.
Hey, that's We wrapped on day 4 after filming that final scene with Milton, and after all this shit that had happened, I just sat back and I was like, holy shit, that went exactly to plan. I could not be happier. Our shots and our camera department were amazing. Our grips and lighting team, they were working with these massive spaces that you might not normally see in kind of this very low budget student film setting. And every single challenge we threw at them, they were like, okay, perfect. Done. What's next? Our sound team was fantastic. The actors, everyone pulled through with the performances. Every single person that was involved with this project, they fucking came through, man.
You can never be too over-prepared when it comes to filmmaking. There was a ton of adversity when it came to this project, and shit just happened and came up. But making sure that you're surrounded by a good team of people who are level-headed is super important, because if we didn't have those team members and skill set, we were never going to be able to make the project that we did in 4 days.
All the hardships, the adversities, but also all the pride. I just have such gratitude for the team. I remember I had made a post on Instagram after we had won some awards at the film festival. This was like 98 Bulls team or something like that. Like something to say like, this is the all-star team. Like there are no words that can fully encompass what this meant to me. And I think what this meant to everybody involved.
After a long 4-day shoot, we're officially wrapped. Yay!
It was an experience that created fun, created real, like true lifelong friendships, created an experience, a movie, bro. Like you watch this and you love it. But when you think about everything that went into it, you can only love it more, man. That's all I can say about it.
Kung Fu Konundrum was not only like the final movie that we made as a group in college. For me, this was like the culmination of years and years of thinking about what kind of movies do I want to make? Why do I love watching movies? Because they're fun.
Shit.
I want to capture that feeling of like entertainment. There's no like heavy-handed, oh, the morality of John Phoenix. It's no, he's gotta just get the nuke and save the president. And sometimes I think you can overthink what you're doing, but the way we kind of approached this was like, let's try to get a base hit when it comes to like making something fun, making something entertaining, right? 15 minutes of your life that you can sit down and say, oh, that was great, that was fun. Keep it pushing.
This project was absolutely crazy, and I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. We learned so much about making an independent, low-budget movie. You can watch it for free right now on YouTube. Click the link on the screen.